President Trump and the First Lady are back at the White House this morning after a surprise visit to U.S. troops in Iraq. The president slipped out of Washington around midnight on Christmas, and he spent about 3 hours on the ground yesterday at an air base just west of Baghdad. The president had been criticized for waiting nearly 2 years to visit U.S. military units in a combat zone. David Martin is at the Pentagon for us. David, good morning.
Good morning. It's been a head-spinning week in which the president ordered to pull out from Syria and fired his Secretary of Defense after he had first resigned in protest. The Pentagon is spluttering with anger, but for the troops in the field, the commander-in-chief is still a rock star.
Dressed for the part, the president took credit for what he called the near elimination of ISIS, even though fighting is still going on in Syria.
When I became president, they were a very dominant group. They were very dominant. Today, they're not so dominant anymore.
CBS News chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett was there.
The president said it's his obligation as commander-in-chief to set clear objectives for the U.S. military, and when those objectives are achieved, the troops should be allowed to come home.
America shouldn't be doing the fighting for every nation on earth. If they want us to do the fighting, they also have to pay a price. And sometimes that's also a monetary price. So we're not the suckers of the world. We're no longer the suckers, folks.
He insisted the decision to pull out of Syria was not as sudden as it seemed, that he had told the military to get out 1.5 years ago, but kept giving in to their requests to stay another 6 months.
And they said again recently, could we have more time? I said, nope, you can't have any more time. You got enough time.
And he answered the one question most Iraqis and all the troops have: will the U.S. pull out of Iraq as well?
No plans at all, no. In fact, we could use this as a base if we wanted to do something in Syria. 15
years after American tanks rolled into Baghdad, Air Force One had to take extraordinary security precautions to fly into the country.
If you would have seen what we had to go through with the darkened plane, with all windows closed, with no lights on whatsoever, anywhere, pitch black, did I have a concern? Yeah, I had a concern.
Security was so tight, the White House gave the Iraqi prime minister just 2 hours' notice for a meeting with the president. The prime minister couldn't make it, so they settled for a phone call. President Trump left without meeting any Iraqi officials, and now members of the parliament are calling for a vote to expel American troops. Dana?
David, thank you.